What if I told you that the answer to all your struggles isn't out there, but within you? Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen is a self-help book that questions the way we think and see the world. It explains that our struggles don't come from what happens to us, but from how we think about those events. The book combines ideas from philosophy, psychology, and spirituality, focusing on being mindful and aware of your thoughts. It's easy to read and shares deep but simple lessons that can change the way you see life. In this video, I will share 7 takeaways from the book that really got me free from stress and overthinking and helped to see the life from different perspective. So let's get started. Number 1. The illusion of suffering. We often believe that suffering is a direct result of external circumstances, financial struggles, failed relationships, or career setbacks. However, Nguyen argues that suffering is not about what happens to us, but how we interpret it. Pain is inevitable in life, but suffering is a choice. We experience suffering because we engage with our thoughts, judge them, and create unnecessary emotional distress. Instead of accepting reality as it is, we impose our expectations and desires upon it, leading to frustration and unhappiness. Number 2. The difference between thoughts and thinking. One of the book's most transformative concepts is the distinction between thoughts and thinking. Thoughts naturally arise in our minds. They are fleeting, spontaneous, and neutral. Thinking, on the other hand, is when we actively engage with these thoughts, analyze them, and give them power over our emotions. This is where suffering begins. For example, a person might have a thought about an upcoming presentation at work. If they simply acknowledge the thought and move on, there is no problem. But if they begin thinking, worrying about failing, imagining negative scenarios, or criticizing themselves, they create unnecessary stress. Understanding this difference allows us to step back from our thoughts and prevent them from controlling our emotions. Number 3. We live in a world of perception, not reality. Nguyen highlights that we do not experience reality as it is. Instead, we experience our perception of reality. 2 people can be in the same situation, but have completely different experiences based on their thoughts. A person who hates their job may feel miserable even while sitting in a peaceful park because their mind is consumed with negative thinking. Meanwhile, someone else in the same park, fully present in the moment, might feel blissful. This realization is liberating because it means our happiness is not dependent on circumstances. It is shaped by how we think. Number 4. The 3 principles of human experience. The book introduces 3 fundamental principles that shape our reality. First, universal mind, the intelligence that governs all life, from the growth of a tree to the beating of our hearts. It is the source of all thoughts and insights. Universal mind is the vast, infinite wisdom that exists beyond individual perception, guiding the natural flow of life effortlessly. When we quiet our personal thinking, we tap into this intelligence, experiencing creativity, inspiration, and clarity. Second, universal consciousness, the awareness that allows us to experience life and thoughts. Consciousness is what brings our thoughts to life, shaping our perception of reality. It acts as a lens through which we interpret the world. When we operate at a higher level of consciousness, we see life with more clarity, love, and understanding, whereas a lower state leads to fear, stress, and confusion. Third, universal thought, the raw material from which our perceptions and experiences are formed. Thought is neutral and ever-flowing, but our engagement with it determines our emotional state. We do not need to control or suppress thoughts. Rather, we can simply observe them without attachment, allowing them to pass and dissolve on their own. By understanding these principles, we recognize that our experience of life is not dictated by external events, but by the way we think about them. When we stop identifying with every thought that crosses our mind and instead allow space for insight, we open ourselves to a deeper sense of clarity, peace, and connection to the intelligence of the universe. Number 5, the power of non-thinking. If thinking is the root of suffering, then how do we stop thinking? The answer is surprisingly simple. We don't have to do anything. Just like muddy water settles when left undisturbed, our mind naturally returns to a state of clarity when we stop engaging with unnecessary thoughts. This state of non-thinking is not about having no thoughts at all, but about allowing thoughts to come and go without attachment. The less we think, the more we tap into our natural state of peace, love, and fulfillment. Number 6, flow state, thriving without thinking. Many people believe that thinking is necessary for success, but the book reveals that our best work happens when we are not actively thinking. Whether it's an athlete in the middle of a game or an artist lost in their craft, peak performance happens in a state of flow, a state of pure presence where thinking disappears and action flows effortlessly. This is because the mind, when clear of overthinking, becomes a channel for creativity, intuition, and effortless action. Number 7, inspired goals versus desperate goals. Nguyen also explores the nature of motivation, distinguishing between goals created from inspiration and those driven by desperation. Desperate goals come from a sense of lack, fear, or the belief that we need to achieve something to be happy. These goals feel heavy and burdensome. In contrast, inspired goals arise naturally when we are in a state of non-thinking. They feel light, exciting, and deeply fulfilling. When we stop overthinking, we don't lose our ambition. We simply create from a place of joy instead of fear. Don't believe everything you think is more than just a self-help book. It is a guide to inner freedom. It teaches us that our happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but on our relationship with our thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you found my video helpful, please leave your like and subscribe to my channel.